Sometimes things are just that important.
Alright. Friends, Romans, Counts, Couchmen, lend me your ear. Today, we are here with another Couch of Serenno podcast, and we're going to be going over some hot news that just dropped. Revan, a Kotor remaster is pretty much confirmed, as well as Revan appearing in a Disney Plus show is heavily rumored. Very exciting news. We're all pretty hyped, I would say so. But here with me today, I have myself, Paragon of Time. They call me Dark. I also have Chaos Chris G, also known as Chris. Say hello.
Hello.
No, okay. I also have Ethan from Manon. We call him Bazinga, though. Ethan, say hello.
Hey.
Hello. And then we all finally, last but not least, we have Bryce in some numbers. He also goes by Bryce. Bryce, say hello.
Hola.
Hola. Okay. Now, super excited for KOTOR being confirmed, or remaster. It's not a remake, or it's not a remaster, right? Like it's gonna straight up be a remake.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah. Very exciting.
The popular trend of it.
Now that's probably gonna make a lot of people upset, but honestly.
Yeah, I've seen that already.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, I mean.
I'm seeing
yeah.
a lot of people already being really upset about
Yeah.
it.
By the fact that it's gonna be remade.
Well, yeah, not a complete faithful remaster, just because they're. Yeah. But I honestly I think this is probably for the best because we still have the older version. It sucks that I know that there have been some fan made projects like trying to remaster the game. It really sucks that those have been shut down. But that's not cool. But the remake I think is for the best just from how dated the gameplay can be, and not everyone's a fan of the RPG mechanics, and compared to how great the story was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you guys have some first thoughts on hearing this, or?
Yeah. So, this is the only thing I actually really had in mind, and then we can probably go from here. Is that, with a lot of remakes, what I've noticed that they would, in Final Fantasy VII, for example, they will tell a faithful story to a certain degree. Say, hey, we have this game from 1998. Let's try to remake it, but in a modernized way to to present it in a way. How will we make it in this day and age? And then they essentially go from there, and then they either improve upon it or build upon it, and just really build upon the strengths that was stayed on founded upon, and just go from there. And that's what I'm really excited for, because I really do think I didn't know there's a difficulty option in KOTOR for the longest of time. So when I was playing, it was oh my god, this game is so difficult, this game is so hard. The combat is just so mid, and then I'm told at the end of the game oh there's a difficulty, I could just save hours of time. But despite all that, despite all the grievances I've had, this game and having it a remake is definitely gonna do so much. But yeah, that was basically my main thought. You guys can go from there.
Yeah, well, that's something that's definitely about it. Is I wasn't a complete I know a lot of you, especially a lot of you are not fans of the old gameplay system, and for me it doesn't bother me too much. But just thinking back on it, I remember when I was fighting spoilers, you fight a Rancor. And I was running around, and my strategy was literally just to run and place mines and keep running around in a circle for 10 minutes. And it was it kind of takes you, it kind of takes you out of the experience a little bit. So I definitely think that a new gameplay overhaul, honestly, Fallen Order in mind, would be
that would be nice, but with Sith abilities.
Yeah.
That, oh man.
Something. Well, yeah. I'll go into that later, but yeah. What do you guys think of that?
All right, I'll go next. I
Okay.
am really excited. I've mentioned it before. You guys already talked about it. I like as interesting as I found all the characters in the KOTOR game. I can't get over the gameplay. I don't like it like at all,
Yeah.
and it really takes me away from the game. Yeah, I know I could probably get some hate for that, but it's true.
No, it's true.
It's
No,
just
it's
it feels like
justifiable,
yeah,
honestly. I don't think
it
anyone would
feels like
disagree.
such a chore to get through, and I don't like that, which is a shame because I really like those characters and I find the era so interesting.
Yeah.
But as one thing I really hope this game does right is if it has some really good gameplay and keeps the fundamentals of the other game, man, I'd be so sold.
The Green Wrath is
Here's
being
how
made by the people who made the
Asphere
original KOTOR,
Media.
no?
Did the
Yeah,
port
I was
for
gonna bring
Republic
that up.
Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
Did the port
yeah, I
for
was
New
looking through a bunch of their
Republic
stuff.
Wonder.
Yeah.
They've helped with a lot of stuff actually too. They've helped with some Call of Duties. They've helped with some old
Oh, have they?
Battlefields.
See, I was
Yeah,
gonna bring
was
that
looking
up,
through all their stuff.
but I know I
Yeah,
was
I
worried.
want to.
I was worried that they don't like have very much experience in like an
I was
actual
trying to
like
find that
gameplay
yeah,
genre
right.
that we'd be excited to see. It's
Yeah,
like
but, like,
Yeah, it looks
mean-
like their stuff varies so much. It's almost impossible to tell how this
Yeah.
game's gonna be.
But
We'll
the
see.
thing,
So it makes
the
it
thing,
exciting, but also concerning.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know is kind of concerning, but then also gets you
They've
hyped.
been
It's cool,
hiring
they
new
can do
people
this and
as well.
this and this, all these things. Hiring new people. Like, do you
Yeah,
know of
they
what
hired some
specifically?
people
What
from,
design?
Naughty Dog, BioWare,
Okay.
like, some of like the Bethesda studios as well.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that then. That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. And there's
Um,
like postings for like you know, they have like the job applications, and there's like very vague, but yeah, it's for Aspire, it's a sci-fi RPG, and yeah, it basically fits. So.
Yeah, no. If that is the case, then like Night Dog obviously for like storytelling, Bethesda for like RPG mechanics, and then like what's the other one? BioWare for like I guess like overall gunplay or
Yeah.
gameplay or whatever. So yeah, no, I mean if that going off of that and applying that to this game, I think that would actually work out pretty well. In,
Yeah.
his favor.
that's something
Yeah,
else
they
though.
actually handled like the Kotor 2, because like they basically had like the first update for Kotor 2 after like I don't know like 15 years on PC like a couple of years ago,
Oh.
and they handled that and basically upscaled the models, textures, did bug fixes and stuff. That's pretty well received. So
Yeah. But then just like making a whole new game, obviously it's different.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, but like still.
they
that's
probably
interesting
had
about-
more time with Kotor than any other developer there. Even BioWare and Obsidian, because they've had to take care of it for like I don't know, like over 15 years.
Yeah. Something I do want to say real quick about the gameplay though, like obviously we're all wanting a pretty big overhaul, but they're gonna have to try to somehow find a blend of like a fun like lightsaber mechanic type thing, and also the RPG mechanics, because that's a big part of the
So-
original games. You know what I mean?
To respond to that, when back to my main point about making reference to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
That's like because I noticed that game has a lot of RPG mechanics, and like you can like switch between the multiple different characters, and they have like their own like set of skills, and you can bring them with your own party, like similar to that of KOTOR. And then like there's still like some of that modernization that can be applied from Final Fantasy, like I guess to KOTOR, which wouldn't like actually surprise me given the like what they're being made for and so on.
Yeah.
No, that's what so that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh yeah, this will actually work pretty well in his favor.
Well, Fallen Order kind of has something like that with the way that the skill tree branches out, but at the same time, you're kind of meant to unlock all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's not like separate routes you can go down, which is a big part, of what we're
Yeah,
looking
like the
for.
light and dark side system.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, damn.
But
Yeah,
we'll
that's a
see.
big game, man.
You know.
There's one thing I really want to be like kind of how like in the old games how throughout the story, you can make many choices and everything like that, and it affects outcomes and things, you know, things
Yeah.
along those lines. I really hope they keep that, and obviously
Me
just
too.
do what the last game didn't have a canon playthrough, but also have there be multiple ways of playing it,
Oh yeah,
light side, dark
please.
side endings, stuff like that. That
We've
would
t-
be great.
we've talked
It
about this
just
before.
variety, yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
have, but just the variety of gameplay would be nice. Having different having each playthrough feel different, will I think be a great thing to keep from the old games and implement into this new one.
For sure.
So yeah, that's one thing I really hope stays.
Yeah.
It'd be good for content too. I mean, just thinking about it, just everyone has a different playthrough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, something about the original though is like
Oh, yeah.
you
Okay,
could
sorry.
okay, you could use blasters. I think it'd be super cool if you could do like an entire playthrough being like a gunslinger that can use the force. That'd be- yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
in the original
That'd be
game, can
interesting,
you?
yeah.
I imagine so.
yeah.
Yeah, you could
Use
literally do like a
guns,
Yeah.
upgrade,
blast
yeah,
and
upgrade
that's
your
pretty
weapon
OP.
skills and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
You know,
I
this
guess
is.
essentially
You go ahead.
no,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Like,
You go ahead.
essentially, since you can pretty much do all these things, like you're saying, like having the blaster and stuff, like basically, like they if they fuck this up, man, that's gonna be so stupid. It's gonna be so stupid. Like they have it all right here. They
Yeah.
have like the base ideas. Like okay, in this game, all playstyles are viable, and all this other stuff. We just gotta modernize it. It's just so it's so simple. It's
Yeah.
really so simple. They can't they have it like in the bag already. Like honestly.
Yeah. I.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it'll be
Make it
interesting to see if they
literally-
do that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like,
Just that. I mean, have the floor for a little bit. Like, just imagine. I understand how it could be hard if they're making a game with, being able to do all this different stuff and still making everything feel fleshed out. Because naturally, if you want to go, Kimbo lightsabers or something along those lines, right? You can upgrade a bunch of force abilities. You want the saber combat to be good and fluid.
Yeah.
And then, the problem with the same thing I've been saying about Battlefront 2, if you have fluid saber combat, it will hinder the blaster combat and vice versa.
Well,
We'll see what they do, but it just seems like I don't really know anything about game development, but it just seems that like you don't want to have you wouldn't want to have all your eggs in one basket, but it'll be kind of hard not to do that.
yeah, like have like
'Cause,
different benefits,
yeah,
different like
yeah.
downfalls. Yeah, in terms of design. I would say, well, in terms of Battlefront, what do you mean? Like, because you're saying like how the blaster like gameplay is kind of like I guess dwindled in a way in
Yeah,
Battlefront.
it's just like there's a reason lightsaber combat isn't that in depth in this game because
Mhm.
it's a third-person shooter, not a lightsaber combat
Yeah,
game. So it's the same way I'm saying with that.
you could say, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can prioritize one over the
It was just one thing that I'd be worried about for asking. Asking for too much is going to be a problem here.
Yeah.
No matter
for
what
sure.
happens, people are going to be disappointed.
That's for sure. I agree.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still very
yeah.
excited. But if you could have one, what would you want?
In what terms?
Either a game primarily based on blaster combat or based on lightsaber combat. Yeah.
Well,
because
I'm-
lightsaber is the
Yeah.
thing.
Hold on. If we weren't talking about Kotor, like a bounty hunter game like that, like this, like if it was, then I would choose that.
Yeah.
But in terms of Kotor, definitely lightsaber.
But if you could have one, what would you want?
Force you being used, like it would just kind of
Yeah.
weird. If you...
I was gonna say this a minute ago, but like just like I was gonna say it was kind of like it's a little bit off topic, like the concept to me of like a bounty hunter that like has like a little bit of the force, but like maybe he's not trained in it, so like he'll just get like a gunslinger that has like flashes and like urges of what to do. You know what I mean? Like that's super cool to me.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to
Yeah.
I'd love to have something like that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Kinda
like whenever.
Shroud.
And yeah, and you can probably do that. Well, you can sort of already do that in Kotor now, to
To a certain
a
degree,
certain
yeah.
that. Yeah. You look into how Final Fantasy VII elaborate my idea though, because like that game is a
Yeah.
like, RPG and kind bodes well for how the game, this remake's can be. Then you have like a lot of things to say.
Yeah, it's just letting you talk. 'Cause, yeah. But I wouldn't even mind if they like ripped from The Witcher with their like magic system. Where they have like you pull up a wheel and you choose what ability you want to use. You use that ability, then you can switch to another one. So you're still able to use as many abilities, just in a slightly different way.
Yeah, right.
And even if the combat was like that, like akin to that, or like Fallen Order, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because like with like how The Witcher is, to further elaborate on that, it's like you have one button, and when you're in combat that allows you to like use a magic ability. You hold a wheel, select that ability that you want, and then that button, then like you'll be able to do that ability, and then you can switch, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Can't remember with Kotor. You only have like 3 or 4 different abilities you can use.
Well, it depends how far you get, because you can literally have all the abilities in the game
Oh wow.
if you play your cards right.
Yeah, no, that's.
That'll be the whole Witcher thing with the wheel is a really interesting way of using multiple abilities. I really like the way Fallen Order does it, but the problem with Fallen Order is that eventually you'll run out of buttons on your controller, which kind of sucks. Because it really limits you, what you could do, force push, force pull, all that stuff. And if they will let you use something like force lightning or like something like force drain and stuff like that, having all that stuff. I mean, that'd be one way of having it. You could only have a certain amount of abilities on at a time, so you have to have different builds.
I swear, like all these issues have been like resolved in that game. Continue though.
I kind of like how the original game did it though, because if you basically did all the side quests and everything, you could literally be as OP as possible.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
It's very interesting. So you think Final Fantasy is like a good representation of what this game could be, Bruce?
Personally, you know what I think of? I think of when I think of like faithful remasters and like how to do a proper one. I think of Resident Evil 2. Yeah.
I played that game. Yeah, that's already like
Granted, I haven't played Final Fantasy, but Final Fantasy 2 like literally embodies like the perfect remake for me. Well, it does, because it like. My bad. Resident Evil 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. But like it's just the way that it respects it perfectly respects the core game, and it builds off of it. I think in like almost every way. It still blows my mind that they didn't have that same company make the Resident Evil 3 remake too. But I haven't played the Resident Evil 3 remake yet, but which is sad because I pre-ordered it. Yeah. But that's embarrassing. But that it does everything right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. A faithful remake.
Yeah. It overhauled gameplay.
Yeah. Mechanics.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it knows what it is.
It's self-aware enough. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think the same logic can be applied to Final Fantasy, and mainly also not just because it's an RPG, but like like I keep saying, like it took the game that came out like 1997, 1998, whenever that came out, and like they seem to have came with the mindset saying, okay, how are we gonna make this game for 2020, and how are we gonna build off of it, and and Resident Evil 2 follow that same pattern. Hopefully this game can follow the same pattern. Continue thoughts. I'm gonna try to look up Final Fantasy gameplay. Hold on.
Okay. Yep. Super exciting stuff. I mean, honestly, that pretty much covers what I was wanting to say about that, though. So I guess we'll put that on pause. And should I go to a different note while Bryce is looking that up?
Yeah, talk about it more, Bazinga. You have anything else to add?
So obviously, I don't know how much you know about it, but they basically ruined Revan in like a SWTOR, like the Old Republic Remake.
Yeah.
They completely ruined him. It was really stupid. So
I remember
hopefully
seeing
they
a.
can't
Yeah,
honor that.
I'm pretty sure they will. I remember seeing a clip of like in the Old Republic of seeing Revan like taking on like everyone.
Well, that was
I don't
kinda
know
stupid
any.
too,
Yeah, I don't know any context, but yeah, I just remember seeing him just like fight every single person just in that game, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Like-
was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Because like the way they, because he's dead at that point, but the way they get around putting him in it is by saying there's a light side, like force ghost of him and a dark side one that basically
Mm.
split apart from him when he died. So you have to kill light side Revan and dark side Revan. And it's really stupid because it doesn't make any sense at all.
That's very weird. I did not know about that actually. But I know I read the Revan novel. Did you read the Revan novel? I didn't think that was awful, but a lot of people were upset with
I
that.
thought
I
the
think.
first half of it was really good. Then I think what happened with Revan in the final bit, I didn't like, but everything else is good.
Yeah. Okay, I can see
That
that.
makes sense.
I liked it. I like. There's a lot that I liked that came in it, but I understand why people don't
Yeah.
like it too. At the same time.
Yeah.
Then it, yeah.
He was ridiculous at the end as well.
Yeah. True.
That's
But-
why I feel like if they bring him into canon, they're probably gonna lower that down a bit.
Mm,
But granted,
no, I
it is
hope
a
not.
completely different era.
I-
Yeah,
I hope they
it
have
is a
him, like,
completely different era. So, you know, I mean, it is an era where the Jedi were strong and the Sith were all powerful. So
Yeah. I hope they have, if they do
probably
bring
fit,
him back, I hope they have him exactly like how they treat Vader in the
Yeah.
canon.
Yeah.
One person I really hope they bring back and hope they don't change at all is Darth Nihilus.
That'd be cool.
Like, it's
That's-
just,
that's a
Darth
different
Nihilus
game, though.
One of my it is a different game, I know, but like just talking about the whole era and everything, like. Speaking of not changing things and bringing people back, if they bring back Darth Nihilus, I wish he stays just as strong as he was.
Yeah.
But actually,
I
said
ju-
they're gonna merge the stories for Kotor 1 and 2 for the remake.
So yeah, they might bring back Darth Nihilus.
So, yeah.
I really
That's why
hope
people
they do.
might be annoyed.
Well, that's something
Yeah,
else. No, you guys go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was just gonna be like,
Oh, that's
you
it.
can go ahead.
Okay. Well, the next thing I was gonna talk about was I'm sorry. Like I have so many like thoughts right here. It's hard to like structure it all, and like especially like,
Okay.
but like did I just get sharp shot through a wall? Anyway, obviously I was thinking like in terms of what it's a remake, so what kind of content are we gonna see? Like obviously the main story should probably stay the same. But there's a lot of freedom that they could do with this, because they're gonna try to probably fit it in the new canon, right? Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot that they could do, but I hope that they have, they better have a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? Faithful nods. Like it shouldn't stray too far from the
Yeah,
original game.
I can almost guarantee if they're gonna do their own story, they're obviously gonna have a lot of nods to the original story and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It
Well, I
just,
hope it's-
it makes the most sense and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, do you think that they're gonna try to do like it is a remake, or it's gonna.
Yeah, it is gonna be a remake, 100%. I do think the story is gonna be pretty similar.
Okay, yeah, that's what question I was trying to ask.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
gonna be some changes because they don't want you going into it knowing exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
But
I can see that.
I do think overall the same story, not a very similar story, will be told,
Yeah,
and I am okay with that.
I
As
agree.
long as there are some twists and turns along the way that we haven't seen before.
I suppose like a retelling.
Yeah, a retelling.
Yeah,
That's a good way
that
of putting
that'd
it.
be cool.
Oh man, I'm really hoping they have a lot of the same side characters as well. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Do you
for
think
sure.
there will be like a buddy system?
Yeah,
companion
for
system?
sure,
Yeah,
for
that's,
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that-
Final
because
Fantasy
that was
VII
a-
has that.
yeah.
That's why I
Yeah,
keep
that
going
would be a
back to.
big. Was a big part of the original.
Um,
It would make sense for them to bring it back.
I'd imagine
Having
to
some of the
have
same
it the whole
characters would be
lock-on
cool as well.
system as well. And then that'll help. Because like what was cool about the original was that like you would lock on, then you'd be able to pause, and you'd be able to like have like a sort of like layout of like how you can play it out. You'll pause and you can like just like do like things, and you can follow that up with like your basic attacks and like your abilities and such like that.
Interesting.
I can see them doing that. I can actually see them doing that. Because I'm looking at gameplay now, and like Final Fantasy VII has that as well. So like if there isn't like too impossible, essentially. I can definitely see that.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the story though, Bazinga? Like, do you think they're gonna how faithful it'll be to the original?
Well, I heard that it's gonna be like a lot of it's gonna be quite different
You heard that?
to what we're expecting. Yeah.
Where did you hear this?
So,
Did you listen
got,
to
like,
the
insider
Corey Van Dyke
information?
podcast?
No, it's like this is from like I think it's Jason Schreier, which is the guy who confirmed it.
Mm-hmm.
Which he's like basically, I don't know what analogy to use, but he's like basically the final boss. He's like, if he says something, it basically goes. He basically
makes
said
sense.
it's a combination of Kotor 1 and 2.
I
And it's
really, I
gonna
didn't know that.
to fit the new canon. Yeah.
Bro, why didn't you tell us that like a lot beforehand?
I did.
Yeah, he did tell us.
Oh, he did.
The only
But
one-
but
Yeah,
he
said
he
it.
he said that was he said that well, he didn't tell us that who said it. Like, did he say that was just a rumor?
Oh yeah,
or,
no.
yeah, or like that's what
No,
he
no,
thought
Jason
would happen.
said it.
That would actually be super smart.
I don't know
That
how
would be
Yeah.
how would they
Yeah,
do
I'll
that
say
then
that.
if
I
Revan
would
was
like
like
to
read
be
it.
honest.
Yeah.
Like, switch
so
the
like would it
characters
all
completely
be from
around.
Revan's perspective? That'd be pretty cool. Like it's just straight up Revan's story, but like over
But
a
then,
shorter time
you-
span.
But then you'd remove basically all of Kotor 2's story.
Yeah, you would.
That's around Mitra Surik, not Revan.
True. But I
She
mean,
was
I
cool.
I feel like less people care about her too, though. I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
She's cool though, but
I
yeah, I
agree.
don't know.
Um.
Um,
Do you think you'll be able to fully customize your character? Inside
Revan.
That was a
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
shit.
surely right because customization's a big part of those games. Like, oh, I hope that they add.
Especially
Mm.
especially nowadays, like RPG
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
especially nowadays.
That's something that they could go full on like that. In terms
There
of
should be
like
no
dated,
excuses.
I feel like that they should just go full out. Like if I want to make Revan like a Cellcath, I should be able to do that. I
Oh.
think.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, there's no point in to reason why not because like there's so
Yeah,
many.
and
I
that having-
guess.
yeah. There's
I
a canon
guess.
Revan, but during the
Yeah.
gameplay, you could make him
Yeah.
however you want.
Yeah.
I suppose,
Yeah.
yeah. How like the current customization is for the SWTOR games, yeah. Guess it makes sense. I did not
sure.
think about that. That's a weird
I
image
just
uh,
to have.
recently finished Light of the Jedi, and that referenced the Great Sith. War.
Hold on. What is Light of the Jedi? Because I am out of the loop. By the way.
Same.
First High Republic book.
High Republic.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, and that mentions the Great Sith War, so that's actually canon now. And that's the Battle of Exar Kun, which is right before Kotor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, they're already making nods.
That's cool. It's about time. It's about time.
That's pretty cool.
Gosh. Like,
You know who said that? by the way?
Yeah. It's a big thing too now with the confirmation of this game. We know they're gonna go into the Old Republic,
yeah.
and that's a big
Yeah.
deal. That's a huge deal because I think that's one of the more interesting eras in Star Wars.
I agree.
If I knew more about it, it would probably be my favorite. Not my area of expertise, obviously. I
Yeah.
do want to learn more about it, and I am excited to learn more about it.
Yeah.
Man, because some of my favorite, like Darth Nihilus is one of my favorite Sith. I know a lot about him just through word of mouth. I've heard of him, and I looked more into him, and I have a Black Series of him and everything. I just think he's so cool, and he's from that era, and I really hope they do him justice in this Old Republic era if they decide to add him in,
To be
which
fair,
I
he
really
doesn't
hope
really
they do.
talk.
Yeah, I know, that's what's so cool. He speaks the language of the Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
to be
I'm
fair,
sorry.
it's,
Hold on. I gotta say something here. I'm sorry. A disclaimer to the viewers. Most of us haven't played KOTOR 2. I think Bazinga is the only one of us that have played KOTOR 2.
Yeah.
I am going to play KOTOR 2. Chris, I'm tired of waiting for you. I'm doing that soon. Yeah, I'm going on without you. Yeah. Do you want to play 2, Bryce? Do you want to play 2?
Yeah, I can fake that.
That awesome. So we could do 2 separate videos, and we could do videos from both
I
of
mean,
our
the first
perspectives and
part
playthroughs
is
to
the
compare them.
complete track.
Yes, the first
Worse
part
than
is a
Terrace.
complete drag. I know that.
It's worse than Terrace.
Yes,
but
so we're gonna have to
once you get
push
past
through
that,
the
Yikes.
it's
first.
really bad.
Yeah. Terrace
I
was
think
cool
it's
to look
shorter
at.
Terrace. It's short. It's shorter, but it feels longer.
Yeah,
Oh.
but we
I
got
don't
it.
know. We'll see.
We'll do it. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
another question I had here was obviously, you know, a retelling. So a lot of things are going to be different. I feel like they're going to have to include all of the planets and places that we see in the originals. Yeah. Do you guys think we might see new planets that Revan might visit?
Yeah, like the car planets that were like in Kotor 1 and 2.
Because if we are gonna be having both games sort of.
There's gonna be like a whole
Same.
droid planet that HK goes to, but they cut that.
huh.
And there's gonna be like a factory of
Oh, that's
like,
a-
HK
that is a big thing.
assassins.
These are a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of.
like a whole side
Yeah,
quest,
there's
so-
a lot of like cool like cutout content that you can just read.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty sure
that-
they
wow.
even did that in Resident Evil 2.
Do you think they'd be able to do that to include all of the cut content?
Yeah, if they want really.
I mean,
if they want to
especially
go
Yeah, I
all
never think of the
out.
possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
that's the thing, I think, yeah, if they want to do like a whole like faithful remake, like that would
Yeah.
be the way to do it. I mean, even I'm pretty sure even Final Fantasy did that. Like, yeah, no, there's a lot of things. They can do
Yeah.
there. Actually, I didn't even think about that. If anything, at least, I would obviously expect like like bigger expansions of like the locations I want to
Yeah.
I'm thinking like
Maybe a less linear roadmap of everything.
Zepho. Like I'm thinking like a Zepho.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, okay.
You know Zero the Hutt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her origin planet is a planet called Slaheron, which is actually it was a planet that was originally meant to be in Kotor 1, but they had to cull it. But
Huh.
they basically made that our origin just to have like a nod to that anyway.
Wow.
So technically it's canon. Well, it is canon, but
Wait,
it's
Zero
obviously
the
not
Hut?
Kotor 1. Yeah.
Huh.
I thought Zero the Hut was male.
I think he
thought Zero
is.
the Hutt was a female. I don't.
I
know.
think he is a male.
Yeah, that's the
Either
one with the
way.
dancer, right? Remember that episode? The
Yeah.
dancer like betrays him.
Well, they're purple. I just
Yeah,
assumed
he's
it was a
purple. Yeah.
she, but
whoa. Moving on before someone gets canceled.
damn.
Yeah. What are some planets you guys are excited to see though? Because I know without even saying anything. Yeah, Korriban. I think that was my favorite planet to explore actually.
Bro,
I know-
Same.
Yeah.
It's like the whole like little like tomb that works so well.
Dude, that's my
favorite-
one of my favorite concepts in
That's-
Star Wars. Just like seeing
Yeah.
like ancient ruins and stuff. Like that's
Yeah,
why I
it's, like,
love
all the Jedi. And the puzzles they can do with that. Oh. my
yeah.
gosh.
That's why I love Force Unleashed too. Like the original, like going through like the Jedi Temple or the Coruscant PlayStation 2 Wii version. Like you go through the Jedi Temple, through is it Raxus Prime? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the fact that you're going through like you're
History.
going through it's all just crumbling. Like it's all like a history that crumbled. You know what I mean? Like it's such a cool thing. And that's the thing is that Jedi and Sith are supposed to be things that have gone on for eons and eons. So it's always cool to see temples and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
But
Like it's
They can
when
just,
you
like-
go to the Jedi Temple in Coruscant, it's just like destroyed.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Oh, yeah.
you excited to see Manon Bazinga?
Oh yeah, Manon
Yeah,
looks
when
sick.
I-
in an
Like,
HD
in the-
remake,
in the-
4K
yeah, like,
textures
the
with next
fan
gen.
remake Of that, it looked great.
Yeah.
It still looks great in Total, but I mean, they're infinitely better there.
This is honestly
that's really
huge for like the future of an
Yeah.
FPS too. Because if they make this, then like in a future Battlefront game or a similar installment, like they could include this into the canon, like into the
Yeah.
like these
They
maps.
have the
Great
different
hero
the assets
potential.
now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Oh, man.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to this era, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm getting a little ahead too much. There's one thing that always interested me about this particular era that happens in the Old Republic, you know, the MMO,
Yeah.
and that is you know, the Eternal Empire.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
They're cool.
really hope they do a lot more with them.
Look,
like,
look.
I mean a lot more than.
I
The
agree.
Eternal Empire.
Yeah,
Can you
the
remind me of who they are?
it's basically a third faction.
Yeah, it's a third faction
it
that
those-
comes in during the Jedi Sith War.
What was that?
Have you seen the Old Republic shorts?
Not
Dude,
in
every
a
night.
long
Oh,
time.
you gotta rewatch them.
Yeah, those are
Every
some
now and then I
good
just
Star
need to
Wars.
rewatch them 'cause
I
they're
know.
So good.
They
They're
are.
so good. I
Oh
forget
man.
the name of the two brothers, but yeah, the entire
Oh
short.
yeah.
Short with the Eternal Empire is about those two. So
think
that's
it's
they're
like-
part of the Eternal Empire.
Isn't it like
One just with
Archon?
an A. Yeah, Archon.
I was thinking of that.
Yeah,
Assassin
yeah,
group,
Archon
like-
and something, and you know their father
God.
Valkorium.
Yeah. God. So cool.
Yeah, I think Valkorium looks so cool that I
I think-
just hope they do a lot more with them.
The concept of twin brothers too, and like being raised together in the Force, I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
so interesting.
But
And
here-
I just like in the Old Republic, like they destroy it just as fast as they build it up.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame because they're so interesting and they're so cool, but we get very little with them.
This is a new chance. It's a new chance.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's a lot of them on the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I've not
sure.
seen any of those comics. I've only seen those. Only seen the cutscenes and just looked up more about them. Which is a shame because I know, like, yeah.
Well, if this is gonna be if this is gonna have the events of both KOTOR 1 and 2 like mixed into one game, I think that if they do expand, well, obviously, I feel like this game is going to sell extremely well, obviously.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it's
Fallen Order.
Yeah, it's going to. I think that should be like the main point of like a sequel if they branch this out into a franchise. I mean, it already is a franchise. If they completely reboot the franchise and like go full on with sequels like with Fallen Order 2 and stuff, I feel like we're pretty confirmed to see more of them. We might have to wait a while, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see more of all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit, it's like, well, I wouldn't say spoilery, but like in KOTOR 2, you know, you have like all those tombs and stuff. There's like there's two tombs actually, where you have like, one has a force vision, which is basically, it's like, it happens regardless if you're dark side or not. But there's one which basically, say if your light side is completely different if you're dark side. I hope they do more of that, because that's really cool.
Yeah, the stuff like that is definitely it's the highlight of the game. Honestly, like just different, different playthroughs. Like the fact that everyone's experience is different. That's definitely like one of the highlights of it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see another HD Kashyyyk. Haven't seen enough of that in video games. Oh, looking forward to it.
Stupid noise that makes.
How it
That,
is?
it makes a
KOTOR is
really
cool,
stupid noise.
No, I
Reminds me of,
actually.
like the Shadowlands.
Okay, look, I
So
unironically
good.
love Kashyyyk, okay? I'm actually excited to see it, especially in, like, 4K. Like, I'm sure this game will support 4K, right? Sure.
It,
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
smart.
Yeah,
I mean,
if they're
it's
smart.
the
I don't know.
now.
We are talking, isn't this technically gonna still be EA? We are talking about EA.
Well, I mean, they gave Jedi
No.
Fallen Order a 4K update, no? Like, right
Oh, did they? I don't know about
Twist
that.
Yeah.
Series X?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Excited!
Yeah, pretty
And that was last gen, so
Yeah.
it's gonna release next gen. So
Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know if you remember, but there's like that really annoying, stupid noise in Kashyyyk when you're in the Shadowlands.
Yeah. I think
You're
that's-
right,
The
yeah, I do
squawking
remember that.
noise, and
Yeah.
every time it drives me nuts. it's
I think I know what
always
you're talking
annoying
about.
me. Yeah. I would
It's been
recommend
too
it.
long.
Yeah, I can't.
I haven't played. Okay,
It's just like engraved in my brain because
I-
I say it.
I played KOTOR 1 5 years ago, I think.
Nice.
5 or 6 years ago. So,
Is that
yeah.
last year I played that game? Even... Oh yeah, that's from last year.
Hmm.
Is it last year? Man, I can't remember, but I did play that game. That was pretty cool.
yes. Indeed.
But if they're including Kotor 2 in the story, they have like the whole thing about that game is it had a lot of cut content because they had a lot less time to work with. They'll be able to include that, and that's gonna be great.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because Kotor 2 has a way better story, like a way better story than Kotor 1.
And that's saying something, actually. That's really saying something.
Like, I mean, I get why people like Kotor 1 more, and I do get more. But it's mainly because nostalgia and it's the first game in the series. But
Yeah.
like, Kotor 2 actually, like, you know, like challenges you and makes you think about different things in Star Wars that you may not have otherwise. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have, like
They fully go into the
Star
Force
Wars.
and what
Trey and everything.
the Force can be. It's really cool. I hope they bring her back as well. Cause
Yeah,
like,
the Sith
spoiler,
Triumvirate, all of them should be
but
brought
she's
back.
so sick. All of them, yeah.
I think they're all
Dark Side's
super
very
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have talked to you about that one. Because all this Kotor talk kind of makes me want to actually buy the game right now. But
I really
It's
should
exciting.
finish the first one.
Kotor 2
Yeah,
is
you
way-
should.
Honestly, even the gameplay.
Well,
I know you
like-
don't like the gameplay.
Dude, we've
but the
waited
second
so
one's
long.
better.
You've had us wait so long.
yeah, like, maybe even a year at this point. Like, wow.
Like the entire time we've talked.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You're pretty close to the end. That's even the worst part. Like,
Yeah.
You're on,
Yeah.
like,
Alright. Tell you what, between today or tomorrow, I'll play it. I'll
Yeah.
probably finish it depending on. But then I've said that before and then not done it, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. We'll
well,
stay on
we
you
have
this
you
time.
recorded.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we have
This is
time
this
to
is
do
going
it
on the
here.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your reputation's on the line here.
Yeah. All right. I've called you out on the podcast before too.
Yeah.
That's funny. Man. All right. Anyone else have any more thoughts about the game?
I only. Maybe I need to replay the first KOTOR.
Poof.
I just like. I'm just really excited with like how the writing can be.
Yeah, for
They-
sure.
They can do so much with the writing, especially with like your relationship with Bastila and like all the other like side characters.
Yeah.
There's one
'Cause
thing.
I always felt like Bastila was like somewhat cut short with some of her potential, and like how the
I
relationship
can
with you
kind
and-
of see that. It
It
def-
depends how you
it-
play it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe,
True.
maybe,
True.
maybe. But I only played it once.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I
The
would
canon
definitely-
thing is like she turns to the dark side and
Oh.
you turn
Yeah.
her to the light and they
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
eventually get married on from
Mhm.
the Star Forge. That's
Yeah.
basically like the whole thing there.
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. So,
Yeah.
no, but like,
Yeah, one thing I hope they. Alright, go ahead.
just like the, like how like they like, her actions, how like this is like just spun it. Cause she would say like how much she like like she's into you and all these things like that, but you don't inherently see it, and that's mainly just due to the product, honestly itself. Or just like I can just think of like how that can be done so well. They just all the
Yeah,
things they can
just
do,
mainly
like,
just
how
through
they can,
dialogue and then.
there's so
and
many,
one of the time
that's
they
what,
kiss.
yeah. There's like so many like
Yeah.
the idea that they have like just being built off upon it, both narratively and gameplay wise. It's super exciting. To just have a Star Wars game and also have a Star Wars game that like this, to explore so many.
They have so much freedom compared to like the
They
other
do,
eras.
because no one even knows about these
Yeah.
games anymore, do they? So like they just.
That's a bit of a
They-
stretch. I
Well,
feel like, but
Nail's main, like if I were to ask my mother, who claims she's a big Star Wars nerd, watched the movies when she was like 7. If I ask her about Star Wars, The Knights of the Old Republic, she would ask me if that's a new movie, right?
Big.
There's that whole like there's this whole other side of like media. Like, it's so interesting how Star Wars kind of like is perceived by multiple people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's so many different ways like you can like, introduce this whole audience, and it's just like it's actually really exciting. It is really exciting.
Yeah.
One thing I hope they don't change is, you know how like, say if you play the game and you're trying to do every side quest, that it's like optional, because some games just make it so you're told to do every quest, or you're shown like the easy way, but then KOTOR, you can miss like completely
Yeah.
like
Whole character arcs.
arcs, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
you didn't bother
I-
to do
I-
the side quests or
I
whatever.
know I missed.
That's pretty cool.
Carl's character arc, like how like his Chris isn't playing.
Ah,
says Carl.
my favorite.
Which is amazing.
Oh, he
It
said
actually is
Karth.
amazing.
Yeah.
No, wait, I said Carl.
I heard Carl. I don't know if you actually said Carl. It's
think
like
I
my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
Star
I
Wars
think- I think-
character,
I
Carl.
feel like I would have said Carl, so we'll just
Yeah.
go with that.
Okay.
But yes, I feel like that is definitely
his,
like a highlight
his
of
one
it.
was basically his son went missing, because you know how like basically his like wife got killed and he thought
Yeah.
his son was dead. He actually was captured by the Sith when he was training on the Sith Academy at Korriban,
Yeah.
and then he had to go with Revan to try and bring him back to the light, where you could, as Revan, kill his son, and then he's just super pissed the entire story because you killed his son. It's super messed up. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. No, that's, yeah, that's like what I'm saying.
There's
That's
like
just
missions arc as well, with like a
like
shady brother, and you have to like rescue him Tatooine.
Oh
He's
yeah, I
gonna
can't
die.
remember
Yeah.
doing that.
yeah, that was a pain to do that, but I don't know if that was worth it. But I was a pain to do. I just remember that. Yeah, like yeah, with,
Yeah.
like what was I gonna say in regards to yeah, like you
Yeah,
know,
I hope
like,
they make it so it's not like you're being handheld to do it, or like they're basically telling you what to do and how to do it.
no, it just depends on how the game's gonna be. Cause this game's gonna be kind of just different from the ground up. Like if it's like there's certain ways that it can approach that. There's some ways it can do it wrong. Some ways it can do it right. Because with this whole remodernization, you're gonna have like expectance of like, oh, I need this game should like have like maybe either markers or maybe have like a more like versatile
Yeah.
map for nose. All these other things.
Just imagine the
that-
Ebon Hawk.
that-
That's gonna be like the Mantis. That's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. That,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
basically exactly the same. Almost.
that
Yeah.
has to be. Yeah, they can really do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and you can just. Yeah, that'd be so sick. Yeah, it's gonna be something like a quotation. But of meat, like a modernization.
And I hope they
of
actually
keep it
make you
true.
use the turrets, but make it actually fun. And
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
in the old game it's terrible. It's
Yeah, it's
I
lackluster.
I like what
They-
they're trying to
can
do, but it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Probably because of time. It's probably
Yeah.
the most sickest like gameplay moment. Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
but
if they get that down right, that could be really fun.
Yeah.
Because it is a cool idea, just like you're flying through space and you're being like either like attacked by like Sith or like random raiders.
oh, it's like events while
It's
you're in
pretty
space,
cool.
like while you're going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, like in like when you enter certain planets, like I guess like maybe be more scripted. I would actually think, given some of the cases. But like when you go to a planet, you like encounter a certain fight, and you like it's one of the segments start, and like just sort of like, man, there's so many cool things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the planet, maybe fight Sith, pirates, or you may have to crash land or do immersive. Yeah, they can do a lot of approaches to like.
You can also play as like pretty much like a trader, because there's actually like an entire black market in Kotor, which for some reason I don't think many people know about. It's like the guy on, the guy,
The ship?
the guy on Yavin.
Oh.
I forgot his species, the Rhodian. He basically operates the black market, and what you have to do is you have to like save him from these Trandoshans, and he gives you like these discounts on the black market, so you're able to get them for cheaper and sell it to like people in Dantooine for like 10 times more because they're poor. Capitalism. It's ruining people's livelihood, but you get credit, so yeah, it works out. Yeah,
I don't think
stuff
it's
like
gonna be
that is just sick.
I
Honestly,
just,
it's just
I don't know.
sick.
Yeah, you can kind of really exploit that game pretty easily from what I remember, actually. I don't know if they will be able to get away with that now. I think they're gonna want to try to have a more foolproof system. I think they would have learned by now. They're like, oh yeah, there's like, people are actually smart. Like, they're kind of evil.
I mean, it wasn't like
actually capitalizing on like
yeah.
civilians.
I mean, if you're dark side, you do worse things. And
Right,
to be
right,
fair.
yeah, but they want like a more robust system, obviously. You know? But no, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought.
It reminds me of when we played No Man's Sky. We just traded it
Oh,
over
yeah.
for Cobalt.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I still have
I
like
don't
a
think
billion to this day.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. I think it's called credits, but yeah.
Yep.
I literally have like over a billion, then like thousands of nanites or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you always find the exploits in these games, man. I swear, it's
Yeah.
kind of your shtick.
I mean, I honestly might try that game out again simply because like
Yeah.
no updates, but I forgot there's
Yeah.
a creative mode.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been, like, sweating basically in survival all this time when I could have just played the creative and that'd been way more fun. Because we could have just like built stuff and had no
Yeah, I'll
shit
just go
to
back
begin
and forth,
with.
Well,
Yeah.
wait, that's been
Yeah.
there since the start? We're going off topic.
I don't know
here.
about
Hold
the
on, we can talk
start,
about,
but I'm
we can,
pretty sure
we
like,
can talk about it.
it's been there
we can
for
talk-
at least a couple of years.
Oh my god.
And I
Okay,
just
we can
didn't
talk
know
about-
apparently. Yeah.
We can talk about that later. We're getting off topic. Yeah. Awesome, Trey. Start with us. You
Yes.
bored with that? Okay.
A little bit, but it's okay.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, this
I-
rumor of the remake has been basically like around since 2018, and I did
Yeah.
follow the story from
Mhm.
2018, but they said
Yeah,
that
I do
basically
remember.
the projects in
That's
I think
good.
they said
Hopefully that means it's been in work for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
Like, yeah. So if that was in 2018, the full remake, I think it'll probably come out to 2023. I'm being honest.
And there was a leak
We'll
last
see.
year in the
It depends on
summer
how ambitious
about
it
the
is.
exact same thing, alongside with like the Ubisoft Star Wars game, and obviously at the time no one believed that, but yeah, that's a thing now.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
it's been a thing for a while.
Yeah, so wait, that was in 2018 that you saw the Kotor stuff?
Yeah, that was like that's when it first came out of like this specific rumor. Because rumors before that, but they weren't concrete at all. They were just, oh, we want to see Kotor, so let's just make a rumor about his comeback. Which I did used to fall for quite a lot, simply because I was the same. But yeah.
Anything
Alright.
else?
Yeah. Is that all we got for the game?
That's all I got for the game. I guess the next big thing though that I definitely want to talk about. What was the Twitter post you sent of Revan appearing in a Disney Plus show?
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Very interesting.
So, what show? Because the one show I'm
The
thinking that
Acolyte.
he
Vision.
might possibly
Or
show
not-
is
Acolyte.
Acolyte. That's what I meant. That's what I
Acolyte.
meant. That's what I meant
Yeah,
to say.
Acolyte
Sounds like
takes
a
place.
place up
Yeah.
in the hologram.
It takes place
it's just
in the
like
High
after
Republic.
at the end of the High Republic. So it could be like a Sith holocron, or just a regular Jedi holocron, depending on how they go with the story, or maybe both,
Yeah.
or maybe just a Sith ghost. You know, there's a lot of ways they can do that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said after that they'd have a Revan series, or like an Old Republic series.
They could obviously build into that, and honestly, I think it would be a dumb decision for them not to.
When is
Yeah,
that?
honestly.
With how much freedom that this stuff has.
When is that show coming out?
Acolyte?
Well,
I'm not for sure.
the Acolyte
Yeah,
supposedly, like, just rumors that like, it's meant to come out like in 2023.
That's probably around the time we should put the game then. I don't
Yeah,
think
because
it's
the game,
just-
I mean, yeah, realistically, probably 2023 at the very least. So I can't imagine it coming out soon.
Yeah, for sure.
How it sounds like, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
especially the way the High Republic is going, it honestly makes sense to have Revan be in that show.
Hmm.
And apparently Lucasfilm has been, like, they want to, basically after all the projects they've announced, just go all in on the Sith. So that
That'd
was
be
like from
pretty
the same
cool.
report. Which, yeah, that's pretty sick. And I'm almost convinced now we're getting, like, Palpatine and Plagueis and Acolyte.
Yeah, that.
Because why else should Revan show up if it's not Plagueis, like, showing Palpatine Revan to say why we have the rule of two and stuff.
So that's gonna take place like how many years is that gonna take place before Episode 1?
I'm pretty sure it was like they said 200 years.
Oh,
Before, and I don't think Palpatine's alive at that point in time.
No, that's just like the High Republic in general. But I'm pretty sure
Oh,
the
High Republic in
Acolyte
general,
itself
but
was 50 years before Phantom Menace,
Oh,
which is
okay, so
right
I
in
guess
that
it's possible.
period. Yeah. Because
Oh my
start
goodness.
of the Darth Plagueis book starts like 60 years before Phantom Menace. That's just basically like showing his origin and stuff.
Yep. Some questions
So,
I
know
had for
another
this.
big topic. All right, now you keep going.
Oh. Well, yeah. Basically, what actor would you guys like to see for Revan?
That's what I was.
Oh,
Gonna
Yeah. Great minds think alike.
That's been a big topic lately too.
Yeah.
It's been a fan cast for a while.
I
Yeah,
have very
Keanu
strong
Reeves has been a
feelings
fan
about
cast.
this.
Yeah.
He would have been my
I
choice
think,
like 20 years ago, but Kotor wasn't a thing then, so yeah, he's way too old.
Who?
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves.
Oh.
He's like a 50-year-old meant to be playing like a 25-year-old man. Doesn't make any sense.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes
I mean,
sense.
the aging technology
logical.
thing.
Yeah.
But you can
Yeah,
just
but
have any
logically
other actor.
thinking,
That's just
say if
like,
you want Revan being the next Vader, he's already 50. He's probably only going to be around, like doing action films for like another 10 years or so. It's not, the smartest of moves.
I mean, since stunt doubles are a thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Keanu Reeves
The
uses
Force.
stunt doubles.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be entirely like prequel choreograph either. I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
it could be cool.
Yeah, but
it could be better.
Oh God.
but they could really go ham on force powers, especially with Revan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something I'd really like to see, like some really cool looking Force abilities.
Yeah.
Force
One
class,
person I
yeah.
think would be pretty cool is Christian Bale.
Yeah, I've seen
I'm seeing
people
a lot of
saying.
talk about him too. I think Christian Bale would be pretty sick. I do like Christian Bale, and I think he'd do a great job.
I mean, it could be a new person, honestly. Like I have.
Yeah,
I
which is
prefer
a genuine possibility too, which I'll be completely okay with, as long as they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Like
Star
I have a
Wars
lot of
likes doing
faith.
that.
I've seen
I have a lot of
Star
faith in Star Wars casts.
Yeah.
I mean, like, say, like, Rogue One, that cast is insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Like, I think about that a lot. Like, that cast is actually insane.
Like
Yeah.
wow, they did it.
Same with Solo.
It's impressive.
Yeah. Like, they actually don't mess with that. Like, casting is great.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking about that yesterday. I was like, damn. It's really
Good
good
casting right
cast.
there.
God damn. It's like Mads Mikkelsen, like Diego Luna, Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah, I know.
It's insane. All those guys, yeah.
And man, you are right. That cast is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only thought about it the other day. I was like, wait, hold on. That's
You
like
really had a
actually
banger.
ridiculous cast, yeah.
Yeah. You just be doing that.
Because at the
That's
time I
the
didn't really
right-
know them, because I didn't watch that many films. But then obviously now I watch a lot of films, and I've seen them in like tons of stuff
Many
now. And
things.
yeah, that's just
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Or even
sure.
like the sequel castings, like
Yeah.
they're great too. I mean, Oscar
Not as
Isaac's
good as the writing.
great
But
actor.
not as great as the writing. As it was unfortunately was not good. That's what I was saying. To me.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac and The Drive. Like,
Yeah.
that's probably his best movie. That film's great. Ben Mendelsohn's actually in that as well. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
can't
don't
really
have-
see like someone who isn't Christian Bale, Keanu Reeves as Revan.
Yeah.
I don't have
feel way
anyone.
too old.
I don't think that age really matters too much, but I do agree. Especially like depending on what era that could take place, like because it could take place like
If it's an
they could
older
have
Revan,
they,
then yeah.
they could have an Eternal Empire show. They could have a lot. Like there's no telling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that pretty much covers that.
That'd be like getting like I don't know, like a 60-year-old guy to play Ezra in like live action when he's meant to be in his like 30s, 40s. That just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's where you're coming from with that.
But I did used to really want Keanu though, because he's basically he is Revan pretty much. It's just unfortunately he's getting up there in age,
Yeah, sorry.
and by the time he gets on the film or series, it'll be like late 50s, nearly early 60s.
Yep. But another thing, this is the last note that I actually have, is we have it where since it's gonna be a reboot, they're gonna have a lot of freedom with this. If they have a Revan show up in a Disney Plus show and like the canon story, do you think they'd have it be canon where he would either be a Sith or a Jedi? Because
Well, Revan's both.
I know, but I mean,
Like, how would he be
I mean, he would start
introduced
off
into
as
the
a Jedi.
canon?
well, yeah, he's not gonna be both a Jedi and a Sith at the same time. Like,
Not at the same time, but different
Like,
time
yeah, I know, but I'm
periods.
saying like, what do you think they would have the canon ending? Is my question.
Oh,
I
at the
think it'll be
ending.
Sith.
You think Sith will be? Because I feel like
I
his
think
Sith
Sith.
is the most iconic look, and
It's
I
the
feel
most
like
iconic, and I think
I
that's
f-
what they're gonna use.
I feel like if they go down that route, they could. It would be a nice twist. It'd be a nice market. I don't know. I feel like it'd be pretty cool.
Because the way they have it is because he obviously he's a Jedi, but then because I mean this was I kind of liked it, but there's like some elements I didn't. Because in the Revan book they explained when he went to like the unknown regions, he somehow came back as the Dark Lord of the Sith with an entire Sith armada, with his apprentice also a Sith, and that was kind of just never talked about again.
Yeah.
But then in the book, they said Darth Vitiate, like the Emperor of the time, was the person who basically, because he's so powerful, he basically just like one-tapped him, and then basically made him a servant. It's almost like in Shadow of War when you dominate someone, basically
Yeah.
did that, and then he turned him into a Sith, and then told him to attack the Republic, and then when Malak fired upon Revan's ship, it basically he was unconscious and had amnesia, so he didn't know what happened, and he didn't know he was Sith or Jedi.
No, we know, but like, what do you think he would end up being in the new Disney Plus? Like, you think he'd be a Sith or a Jedi? Because like we know what happens, but yeah. It's like I read the book
He'll
too,
be a Jedi.
but okay. You think he'd be? Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be that ballsy. And then
To make him-
He'll
end
be a
up
Jedi.
Sith.
I don't know.
He'll
It'd
be
be
Jedi.
pretty cool. It would be
It'd be
pretty
cool.
I think I'm like
Cool.
almost certain he'll
Doesn't mean
end
they
up a Sith.
will.
I'm like almost
Oh,
certain
this
he'll
is
end up a Sith.
exciting. We're getting bets now, years in advance. Recorded.
I mean, most
I mean, the
people
thing
know
with that-
Revan's Darth Revan. They're gonna keep him that way.
I don't think they will. I think they'll
I'm
just
pretty
have
sure
him
they
be a
will.
Sith for a long time, but he won't stay that way.
Yeah, like I've got
Well,
Mark of
we'll
him being a
see.
Sith and then like turn to the light. That could work.
You
If
could
wanna
have
go down
him.
that path.
You could have a cool
But then there's
redemption arc.
Well,
I
that's
don't
gonna
know.
be so.
I hope they
That's
make.
so
I hope
cool.
they retcon that though.
Yeah.
That's
I
gonna be
do like
so
the
kind of
idea.
conflicting.
Yeah.
It's actually gonna
I
be
do like the
game.
idea of Revan not being on any side but being on the galaxy side,
Hmm.
or like he does what he has to do to make sure the galaxy prospers.
Yeah.
Well, he could
That's
be
why-
like
Th-
he could be like the Qui-Gon Jinn. Well, I guess the Jedi Order isn't even that really that
Yeah,
corrupt.
he'll be the Qui-Gon Jinn of the Sith.
Oh, I was talking like
that
I was-
actually wouldn't even be a weird concept. Like he just like uses like Sith abilities and shit, and like
Yeah, but isn't completely evil.
yeah, I don't know. It depends on how
The
you
whole
look
thing
at it.
was like playing Kotor 1. I just assumed the main reason he became a Sith was because he knew he had to. He knew things that other people didn't, and he had to become a Sith in order to help the Republic. In a weird, messed up way, it sounds.
Oh, yeah.
there's
like,
definitely gonna be
way
a lot
they
of
explained it. It's
yeah.
basically he just got brainwashed.
They
Which is
can
kind of
really-
stupid.
They can honestly mess
Really
with that,
stupid,
but
actually.
that's the
Yeah.
exciting thing about remakes.
Yeah.
They always like touch on that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you could fix the mistakes of the past.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope they go the route where, like, he's basically on a different playing field that he knows, stuff's about to go down, and no one else really knows it except him. And even though what it seems he's doing seems messed up, he's actually helping everyone. And that's why he became a Sith, not
Yeah,
he just
it's-
gets
yeah, it's
brainwashed.
yeah.
Something
It's
just
kinda
more
like,
like
yeah.
something less like
Yeah.
black and white. Yeah. Definitely.
It's
It's
like
more
the theory
interesting.
of
Way
like
more
Palpatine was
interesting.
building the Death Star because he knew the Yusang Vong were coming
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But like, I feel like it works better with Revan.
yeah.
I agree.
So hopefully they do that.
I
Yeah,
feel
'cause
like
I still like the story. It's just I was like, man, it's so
Like
much
some-
cooler when I thought like he went off his own back. Like he's not evil, but he has to become a Sith. Just
Yeah,
to
something
like
like-
be like a what's the
better
word?
force of good or protection. I don't know. Either.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think that's super interesting, and
like
I
a
really hope
mole.
they do something like
Yeah.
that with this new story.
yeah,
I've-
but that's like what made him complex. And they
So
completely threw that in
how is
there.
his arc gonna be now? 'Cause we're gonna have him theoretically in the show. Then we're gonna see his story possibly told in a new canon way in the remake. So
I think the show will come first, honestly.
the show will probably come first.
Yeah, I agree.
Then the
with
game, and if the show when is the show coming out? Do we know?
that. We
How-
don't
sorry,
know.
We don't.
No, we don't,
Zinga,
but-
yeah.
we don't
Yeah,
even know.
it's
We just know he's going to
2023.
appear in a show. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Is he's gonna
We
appear.
don't even know that it's Acolyte. It could
Yeah.
be like Andor for some stupid reason.
We know he said actually.
Oh, he said Acolyte,
Oh, they said Acolyte. Oh, I just
Yeah.
thought we were just making assumptions.
Yeah. Somehow.
He said
Revan
Acolyte
Okay,
has
so
to
it's
be-
would
Acolyte
appear
apparently.
in a hologram. Yeah.
On
Oh, that makes sense.
Bazinga confirmed it. If it's not Acolyte, it's his fault.
Yeah.
But
Source
yeah,
enough,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
Well, see, watch it really be an Andor.
yeah. That'd be.
Makes no sense. He just shows up for no reason. It's not even a hologram, it's just him himself.
Somehow.
Shows up,
Revan has returned.
duels Vader for a second, and then vanishes. Yeah.
Hey, that'd be sick.
It's like that time when Exar Kun just appeared out of nowhere at Luke's Jedi Temple.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really stupid.
What?
Just somehow Exar Kun has returned.
Somehow.
Haunting everyone. That's really stupid.
I mean, the thing about
Yeah, I
the
like
ancient
Exar
Sith
Kun,
and how they
yeah.
work is that they really can come back. Like, say Nihilus, if someone were to put on his mask, like, straight up, like, during the
Some
OT,
Dr.
Nihilus
Fate?
would have came back. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
Pretty-
Nihilus would have possessed him, and he would have had, like, all his power.
You should do a
Which
story.
is
like
pretty
that, that'd be
interesting.
sick.
Yeah,
Imagine
like,
that.
I remember seeing,
Someone
like,
gets possessed by Nihilus's mask.
I remember
and then
seeing, like,
yeah.
a little fan fiction of, like, Dooku finding Nihilus's mask and then putting it on during the Clone Wars.
Ooh.
And I think it was pretty sick.
That's a
The ending was
cool-
kind of dumb, but that was pretty sick.
I mean,
I
it's a
forgot
fan
the guy's
fiction,
name.
but that's a cool
Yeah, it's a
idea.
fan fiction, but it was a really cool concept.
Yeah,
And
for
he
sure.
just pretty much he just becomes Darth Nihilus during the middle of the Clone Wars. Same with Momin,
cool.
like in the Vader comics.
Yeah.
Like yeah, he just straight up had Vader just resurrect him, which I think is pretty cool too.
Yeah. I think.
All from his mess.
I think no matter what, like I was trying to say this back when we were talking about like, like what he would do and why or what we think he would do and stuff. But like I feel like no matter what we do, it's gonna or what they end up doing, it's gonna focus a lot on the Force, and there's gonna be a lot of people that aren't gonna be happy with it, depending on like
Yeah,
just
that's
depending on like how the
exactly
Force
too.
works and stuff
Yeah.
too.
The Force needs to be mystified again.
Yeah,
the thing.
true.
Like, I
They
think
could
Yeah.
just do it.
Okay,
I'll play Kotor 2.
buy it after this.
Well, I'm gonna play some Kotor 2. Yeah, I have it downloaded right now.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like, there were some people
Okay.
loved it and some people hated it.
Yeah.
But the majority was that people loved it. It's just it doesn't get spoken about for some reason. Because it's mainly people just talk about Kotor 1. Because it's the first game.
Yeah.
And it's
Do you
more
think-
popular, I guess, but it's not necessarily better.
Do you think we're gonna see the reveal for this on May the 4th? Like an official reveal?
That
Okay.
would be
KOTOR?
cool.
Yeah, the Kotor
No,
remake. Because it's
I don't think. No.
you don't
Like,
think because
in
it's
terms well, in
they're
terms
like
of
an official announcement.
an announcement. Yeah.
Like that
they
it's in the
could.
work.
They could. I guess.
Because it's pretty
It's kinda
much
odd,
confirmed
but
now.
But it's KOTOR. Like you want to like, show something that's like super.
Man, it'd be
presentable,
cool, yeah, if they
and,
had like a
you know,
full-on
like, super
trailer,
sick.
CGI
Ooh.
trailer,
Something
something
just
like
like,
that.
something to really like, bring the community together because this just community is kind of
I
Revan-
still yeah.
Revan gets his own hallway scene.
Yeah, it'd be a 6 CGI trailer.
Yeah.
That would be.
Oh my
Everybody's all
God.
about hallway scenes.
But yeah,
nowadays.
Yeah.
This is
It's
only
like the
cruise, though,
slow-
He doesn't need it all way.
Yeah, they can do so many things in that trailer that's actually kind of insane. They show, like,
Yeah.
some it's like force powers, and like you like, kind of guess, like, oh wait, I haven't seen these force powers since KOTOR, and then he turns on his
I
lightsaber
still,
with his
oh, yeah,
mask, and
I
then, like,
still remember, man,
something
when
like
I
that.
was just regularly watching YouTube, and I see a trailer pop on for a Star Wars game. It took place on Hoth. I was like, what the hell is this? This looks cool. And I keep watching it, and keep watching it, just getting better. And then he's just running through the trenches, and he gets force choked by Vader. And then Luke comes out of nowhere, and then
Oh.
there I see it, Battlefront.
Oh.
Dude, it was amazing. I remember.
Yeah, I
seeing it.
remember
was
that
so
too.
hy-
I was
literally
so
thought the game was coming out.
hyped.
I remember seeing the trailer for it and just
remember
I was just all in for it. Just got the
I was
I got the game
watching-
before I got an Xbox One. Like that's how hyped I was for it. It's really stupid, but
I
that's how
remember.
did it.
I remember that summer, like like I was sitting with my friend. I'm like, dude, like the friend that I always played the old Battlefronts with. I'm like, dude, do you think they do this? What about this? Like, how much customization they can have? Like, what about this? What about this? Like, a galactic conquest? And like, I just kept going and going and going. And he's like, dude, can we talk about something else for once, please? Yeah, and then it releases with
That's
4
how
maps.
It's like with
But-
Minecraft.
Yeah. Wow.
20.0 for
Yeah,
population,
I
that's
know
it.
that game disappointed a lot of people, but I played it throughout its entire life and I still loved it.
Okay,
It's not gonna
let me just say my most played game mode was Cargo.
I played a lot of the here HVV.
Oh,
and,
yeah, HVV and the
Walker Assault.
Walker Assault was pretty fun. They had some pretty good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I still think the pickup thing was so stupid, but I still
Yeah, I
loved
agree.
playing it.
It was just they had so much more. They should have definitely focused on like conquest, like
Content.
Or
yeah,
just more
content. But
interesting
like,
content.
I mean, it's just weird that they made a Battlefield. They made like it's Star Wars version of Battlefield, and that they didn't
yeah, but
launch
they don't
it. That
even
game
have,
never
like,
had
the
a.
things that make Battlefield good.
I know. That's what I'm.
the
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
But you know what it did have?
You would cut me off. Yeah.
That's
oh my
why I
gosh,
love
the
the game.
lightsaber combat is so
Oh yeah, it was
clunky.
horrible. But see, in that game, I love playing the blaster heroes. It was
Yeah.
great. I
Yeah.
love playing Han. I didn't like
Yeah.
Boba that much in that game, but in this game he's great. But
Yeah.
just playing and all the bounty hunters when they released, they were so good. I love playing them. Just Dengar coming out and one-shotting
And
Luke for some
Jin
reason.
is nuts.
Good
Jin
times.
is nuts.
I
played Jin.
hate all the Rogue One heroes. I think those are the worst DLC heroes in that game.
Whoa! Wow.
They are. Like I can tell you right now that they are
Nah,
the worst.
that's true.
Wow.
I love playing
Like
Greedo.
they're a
Greedo's
lot
so
worse
much fun.
than any of the other DLC heroes. I remember when that came out, I was like, dude, what the heck? These guys suck.
I thought Jin was amazing.
Krennic was terrible. Krennic.
Yeah,
was
Krennic was
terrible.
absolutely horrible, and Jin was
Yeah.
better than Krennic, but still worse than all the other light side
Yeah.
heroes. And I stand by that. All right, enough about Battlefront 2015. So Revan, yeah, he's pretty cool, huh?
Indeed.
I mean,
That's
I
all I
wonder who's
have.
gonna voice him as well. Because I've seen
Yeah, because
you have a
honestly,
voice
yeah.
actor. I
They
wonder
should have
who
the
who
same-
actually voiced him.
well, no voice actors.
I mean, ideally, if they're gonna have him on Disney Plus, I think he should be voiced by the same live-action actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah.
I mean, if the game releases beforehand, that's kind of a big giveaway, but assuming it comes out after, then yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that's how you get your role as a Disney or as like a Disney Plus actor, like as Revan. You just you voice act him in the game. And they're like, well, they're like, all right, you're in a show now. You got your own show. Yeah.
Well, I guess he'd do mocap as well.
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah,
they,
definitely.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, because I
assuming
think
they'd
this is like
have both
Yeah,
for.
same with like Janita Gavankar. She
Oh,
is
there's so many.
Anversing.
Well, see, the thing is,
They were
they're gonna have
Cameron Monaghan,
customization.
They did mocap.
Yeah.
Or cow.
The thing is, that, like, with this game, with the game, there's gonna be customization. There's gonna be like different ways that they can do so much with that. Actually.
Oh my! Imagine like finding your own lightsaber crystal in the Dantooine caves in the remake.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Bro, can I say that the Dantooine, the Dantooine like little murder mystery thing was the worst. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I remember doing that and being like, man, dude.
I was like complaining
I
to
don't care.
Zinga, and he was like, I was like, dude, what is this? This is like,
I mean,
even
in the
Assassin's Creed
remake, that's
Unity
gonna
had
be
better
better.
stuff than that, and that's Assassin's Creed Unity. Oh my goodness, like, it
I
was
think
like,
that's mainly due to like the gameplay, because if it
Yeah.
was today, you'd actually be like searching for clues, and that'd be pretty sick.
yeah,
Like going through
He
like
had,
the
like-
apartment and
Yeah.
seeing what happened.
yeah,
But in
yeah.
that
That's
game, you
basically-
literally
that's
stood in
how
a
Assassin's Creed
circle
was.
talking.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah. It's like, I'm looking for clues. Let's stand
I'm
in
missing
the
something. I was like, I must be missing something surely. But yeah, no, product of the time, product of the time. I won't
Yeah.
bash on it. But yeah, no, that was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
What's this moment?
That's funny.
It's like in Kotor 2 when you get your own, like, basically, you go in, like, the Dantooine
Spoilers.
caves again.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, man.
It's in the first game.
Well, we go.
You said
okay.
I heard KOTOR 2. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
TOO.
also in the second game.
Yeah, okay, so we go to Dantooine in a second.
You go into the Dantooine cave and get your crystal. And it's like, because you know how they have, like, you have a personal connection with the crystal.
Yeah.
That's,
Mhm.
like, already, like, a canon thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Cal has it and other people have it.
Yeah.
So there's already stuff that is indirectly canon, if that makes sense.
Oh, from like that was like established in KOTOR. And now it's
Yeah.
established in- Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
cool. Yeah, no, it's gonna be sick.
But the reason I say Kotor 2 because it's like more prominent in Kotor 2 that you get a lightsaber crystal from the caves.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us today for the Couch to Serenno podcast. It was a lot of fun. Check out all of our channels. Like and subscribe. We all have some good stuff. If you made it this far, thank you. We really appreciate the support. And special thank you to everyone that like leaves a comment and actually interacts with us, because it makes it so much more fun too. That's what we're doing it for, is just the interactivity and just talking Star Wars. It's just it's a blast. All right, well
Yeah.
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 All right, until next time. Alrighty, let's do this.
Make sure you turn on your game audio, by the way.
Turn on the game audio?
Turn them off.
I have it off. Yeah, our last video got copyrighted, but it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna make so much money off of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it wasn't like
Watch
I
a
was.
video just get like 10,000 views out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That one.
That exact video, yeah. That's funny. Did you ever post that Squadron one to Reddit, Chris?
Oh.
Oh, you wanted me to do it?
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, yeah.
This
Oh, I thought you
highlight
said.
video?
I thought you said
Yeah.
you were going to do it.
Oh, no,
yeah, I'll
my
do
bad.
It. I'll do it.